right. So that was a lot of fun. And it's going to continue. We are going to continue and roll with the fun. Right now, we have our next guest, Nickolas QBall Wildstar. Excuse me while I get ahead and get your bio up here so I can tell everybody a little bit about you.
No problem.
All right. So Nickolas Wildstar is an American civil rights activist and politician who ran for California governor twice, Fullerton City Council, and mayor of Fresno. The Wisconsin native moved to California to further his career as the hip-hop musician named QBall, but quickly began to get involved as an activist in his community, protesting against abuses of authority by police and other government officials. So, everybody, Nickolas Wildstar.
What's up? What's up? How you doing, Kate?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, wonderful. I appreciate the wonderful introduction there.
Well, we just go with the energy, and I knew that you were going to have a whole lot of energy, and it's just like it's perfect that it was scheduled right after Spike, and then having Vermin on, and then of course going right in and going to what you're going to be talking about with activism and stuff. So we're pretty excited about what you have to talk about.
Wonderful. Hold on. I got a spider in front of the camera right now.
Well, at least it's not in front of mine, or I'd be like squealing and running out of frame.
I'm like, why is the camera all blurry? It's a little tiny ass spider. Anyway, yeah, he wanted to get on camera right quick. Say what's up to everybody out there. Let you know the taxation is theft.
Yes, it is.
even the little arachnids agree. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for having me. 3L for hosting this show, and all of you out there for, of course, tuning in to this wonderful event. This is my first time doing something like this, so I'm very excited about the opportunity to be heard in multiple ways because I'm not only a civil rights activist and a spokesman for liberty. Yeah, I'm also a rap artist, so I'm going to be combining that for a set here, and hopefully, everybody enjoys what I got to show you.
Absolutely.
All right. So how we working this? You want me to just jump right in and then
jump right in.
All right. So I got a few screenshots I'm going to be sharing along the way, but like I said, you guys, this is my first time doing something like this. So please bear with me. Let's see. Here, I'll do this. Okay, so I'm sharing the screen right now. Yeah, there's my website, everybody. Please check me out ASAP. Like I said, I am Nickolas Wildstar, aka the Governor, and I'm also known as rap artist QBall. So I'll tell you guys a little bit about myself, and I'm gonna do my best to kind of compact all of what I want to say because I got a lot to say, so I'm going to probably speak quickly, and I may drop little bombs. So I implore you all to do as much research as possible because there's only so much information I can, again, put into this 50 minutes, I guess I got.
Yeah, it's 50 minutes. You got 50 minutes. We can go 55 if we need to, but yeah, you got plenty of time, I think.
No, I don't want to talk over because my wife, she's watching the clock. We got an 8-month-old, and right now she's on baby.
Is it nap time or it's about to be nap time? I know how that goes.
It's like lunchtime right now, so she's playing with them and feeding them. But I got to get on, on the clock once she's done.
Yeah,
so she can do what she has to do. But like I said, this is my first time doing this, so if I make any mistakes, bear with me, but I'm gonna just jam pack this here into this conversation. So again, my name is Nickolas Wildstar. I am a former mayoral candidate for Fresno, California, a former candidate for City Council of Fullerton City Council, and two-time candidate of Governor of California. A lot of people know me more notably for my runs for governor. The first time I ran for governor was in 2014, then I ran again in 2018 as the endorsed candidate and nominated candidate for the Libertarian Party of California. So a lot of people, again, know me from my gubernatorial run. I got involved into activism, I would say around 2008. I got involved as an anonymous activist and got involved in the Occupy Wall Street protests out here in California, Occupy LA. And that pretty much transformed me in many ways, because it started to turn my eyes onto the real situations that's affecting the people of the community, and of course how we can actually change that through politics. So my goal through the Occupy movement was to occupy Congress, occupy the government. So that's why I started to focus on getting involved in politics, especially after hearing Dr. Ron Paul speak more about libertarianism. He kind of turned my eye towards occupational wars, government spending, endless spending, the Federal Reserve, and it creating money out of thin air and then taxing us for it. So all of these revelations came about in the time of my life where I felt like, again, I needed to get involved in the community to, make that difference. So I have been involved in over, I would say, 24 protests and marches throughout the state of California. I'm a very well-known demonstrator as well. I'm also very known as a First Amendment auditor. So here on my YouTube channel, let's see. Oh, no, that's actually the wrong thing, but let's see if I can get that up. All right, so here on my YouTube channel, you guys can come and check it out. Go to Governor Wildstar on YouTube, and you can check out any of my videos. I'm a very well-known First Amendment auditor is what it's called, and that's basically just videotaping a law enforcement official in the line of duty to make sure that they're upholding their constitutional oath. So I've done this with police officers. I've done this with judges in court. So I've videotaped them, made them all available there on my YouTube channel. So if you want to, find out more about that aspect of my activism, please check that out. And all of this have translated into political activism. I was involved in the Ron Paul 2012 presidential campaign to try to get him elected. I did my best to, stump for him here on the campaign trail out in California, and even attended the Republican National Convention in Tampa that year. So that was when I started to turn my eyes on getting involved in politics. And also with the musical aspect being coupled in, I moved out to California because I'm actually from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I moved out to California to pursue a career in music. So I've been out in California for over 20 years now, and I've had great success in my musical career as an independent musician. I've independently released albums that has music all over the world, thankfully, to this digital age. But a couple of my songs have actually been picked up in movies. One of them is in the movie Scary Movie 4. I also have music available on online radio stations like Pandora, Spotify, etc. So please check that out. And of course, let's see. With my music that I have available now, I have that here on SoundCloud. So this is my new album, QBall, QBall, Evolve or Die. This is one of my newest albums that I made available through SoundCloud. So please check that out. And the main reason why I shifted away from being a musicals, celebrity superstar, rap superstar, and focus more on politics is because I want to be taken seriously for what I'm saying and what I'm doing in the community. Right now, there's a lot of celebrities that are voicing their opinion on this coronavirus nonsense or whatever. And of course, because of their relation in society, a lot of people aren't really, caring about them. But when I started to become more politically aware, my music started to reflect that. And again, I just consciously felt like my energy was best used for me to focus on a career in politics versus a career in music. So that's why I made that shift. And I guess I consider myself now more so to be a raptivist. And a lot of people don't know what that is. So let's see, the word raptivist here is a activist who uses rap as the medium to speak and motivate others. And it's a great opportunity for me as a musician to use the art of music to actually express my, political ideals to people. And that's what I was able to do with my album, this one here, Evolve or Die, which I did use as an opportunity to introduce my platform to the potential voters of California during the 2018 gubernatorial election. So this album right here pretty much encompasses a lot of kind of what's going on right now. It's a bit prophetic in a way. You can just look at the album itself, with the American flag, which is actually not an American flag, because if you look closely, it has yellow fringes on that flag, but it's on fire, and I believe that's symbolic in many ways of how the country is right now. We're a nation ablaze and on fire with fear and anger and hatred, so how can we get back on the path towards liberty? And I used again this album as an opportunity to introduce my platform to the people out there, and that's what I'm going to pretty much break down for you guys, a couple of the songs on that album, as well as perform them for you a cappella. Music can be a bit distracting sometimes. If you want to hear the recorded versions, of course, the album is here on SoundCloud for you to hear, but I do have these wonderful conga drums, so I'll be banging on those, as I rap along. But anyways, let me go into my first discussion, which is police brutality, because as a Black man, that's one of the top issues that seems to be affecting the Black community. And I wanted to make sure that I spoke on that in many ways throughout my album. So there's multiple songs on there where I speak about the its effect on me as a person, its effect on the community in general. And of course, the statistics, we all know that. Let's see, there's over 1,000 police shootings a year, and over a quarter of them are actually Black people. Did you guys know that? Let's see, also about 15, and of course, because the Black population makes about 15% of the population. So that's a very big portion of a small group of people. And out of those cases where, again, over 1,000 cops have shot, people, have shot civilians, the cops in these cases, only about a dozen of them have gotten found guilty. So it's an extreme injustice there with our criminal justice system and how it views people of color. And when it comes to the application of policing in our cities and our community, they're embraced as being, aggressive. And that needs to stop, especially if we as people want to be respected, no matter what our skin color may be. And I think that's what being an American is all about, is standing for the principle of liberty and freedom, and not having it be undermined by someone you've given that authority to respect and protect. So my own personal experience is involved because, the numbers are the numbers, but a lot of people don't understand it until it actually affects you personally. And I think that's when it kind of resonates and hits home, and people feel more inclined to actually do something or speak out on it, or, whatever the case may be. But I've had several instances where I've been abused and harassed by police. And when we use the term harassment and abuse and brutality, it doesn't all have to be physical. Somebody can abuse you mentally. Your rights have been abused. The public trust between you and this public official, which you've entrusted again to protect you, has now been abused. And it comes in many shapes and fashions. So me personally, I've been pulled over for riding my bicycle, and going through a red light on my bike. I've been pulled over driving. Sometimes I've given them a reason. Sometimes I didn't at all. I've been pulled over for walking down the street. And one of these situations have actually led to a lawsuit where I was able to sue the city of Fullerton and win an award against the city. So as an activist, that's where I guess it pays, is when you actually fight the system and you can win a civil suit against them for abusing your rights. So
you can even argue that some of the reasons they come up with to abuse the rights of individuals are also made up. That has been abused because some of those laws on the books, most of them, shouldn't even be there. So really, you're not even giving them a reason. They've given themselves reasons just to abuse individuals.
Exactly. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get to that. We're gonna talk about that. But yeah, so one of the songs that I did write on my album to kind of get this message across about how our policing has become more militarized and has this effect in our community. It's called On the Beat. It's here on my album, Evolve or Die, so please check it out. But I'm going to give you guys again, a cappella performance of that song. So check it out. So the song itself, I want to tell you guys a little bit about the song itself. It's pretty much like a protest song. My wife did the hook on the song, and she uses a megaphone, so it's pretty fun. But at the end of it, there is a recorded call of or a recorded conversation that I actually have from an arrest. So I drop little tidbits like this in my album so you guys can kind of get more scope of reality. I want to give you real stuff. But this is the song, and it leads up to that conversation. So this is how it goes. New World Cop, beat on the beat. Beat on the beat. Beat on the beat. Beat on the beat. Kind of made it like a chant, New World Cop, beat on the beat. Beat on the beat. Beat on the beat. Beat on the beat. That's the hook. Kind of repeats. I'm not going to do it over and over for you guys, but so check this out. New World Cop, beat on the beat. Find them riding down the street. Winter cold or summer heat. They don't ever miss a beat. Keeping shackles on your feet. Cold and hard like concrete. They're hated, don't need a sheet. Oath of honor obsolete. New World Cop, be on the beat. Be on the beat. Be on the beat. Be on the beat. New World Cop, be on the beat. Then I'll give you a little bit more flavor with that. You know what I'm saying? So the first verse is more so talking about, I guess, the situation from a cop's perspective. So this is the first verse. Beat a nigga cause I got nothing to do. Money coming in no matter what bad I do. Talk about my ego, he gonna learn not to. Speak out of turn when I spoken to. I be making up the laws, you would think he would know. That insult to me, it ain't the way to go. I be undercover walking in the neighborhood. Kicking up drama up to no damn good. Triple K made it this way cause they could. Keep the brothers underneath the brotherhood. Body cam, dash cam, don't give a damn. They can all record me going ham. This little piggy ain't trying to be clean. Happy as a hog if you know what I mean. Compare me all that you want to the mob. If crime didn't pay, then I wouldn't have a job. New World Cop, be on the beat. Be on the beat. See what I'm saying? All right, so then I go into the hook again. And this is the second verse. And it's more so talking to you guys from the black person's perspective, or my perspective as a black man. It's a good day up until you run into a cop knowing that they shoot to kill. Don't want to make a sudden move or look a certain way that may lead to me to get killed today. It's a shame I got to live like that. And then they want to say it ain't that way because I'm black. Coincidentally, the suspect looked like me, so I deserved the 3rd degree for robbery. Never mind me getting caught up in a dragnet that could possibly lead to me up in a casket. A basket case was given a gun, but the question of the day is, why did you run? Why ain't the grass so green on the brown side of town that people don't question police being around? Tupac was right. That's just the way it is. Because niggas ain't doing nothing but they want to have kids. And that's on the beat. All right.
That's fantastic. And yes, very eye-opening. I very much appreciate your raptivism.
Thank you very much. And for any of you out there that appreciate it as well, if you'd like to hear the recorded version, which hopefully sounds better than what I did just now, it's again on my SoundCloud, so please be sure to check that out. So thank you very much. I hope you guys enjoyed that. One of the next things that I talked about on my album, excuse me, and provided information into, that's another controversial topic, is genetically modified foods. And we've heard of them. We've all heard of them, hopefully in some way, shape, or form. If you haven't heard of them, please definitely look it up. But genetically modified foods are when they use splicing, of course, to, you know, I guess genetically alter a seed, or it could even be animals. So this genetic modifications is happening, and they're making a business out of it. Companies have made it very profitable for them. Let's see. I did bring up farmaid.org. It is an organization that's, I guess, co-founded by people like Willie Nelson and what's his name? This guy right here, John Mellencamp, etc. But yeah, if you come to this website, the reason why I like it so much is because it actually talks about the concerns of or the issues with genetically modified foods from a farmer's perspective. They speak with actual farmers and find out what's really at the core of the problem for them. So no matter what your issue may be, the farmers, the people that provide the food on our tables, their issue is that these things right here, it's a concentration of corporate power. They own all of the seeds. Pretty much 4 companies here: Monsanto, DuPont, Syngenta, and Dow. Monsanto is now the company Bayer, but these 4 companies own patents on seeds. So if a company can own patent on a fruit or a vegetable, now how can you grow that in your backyard if these companies own patents of the seeds? That means any product that you're receiving are from them. And they're not naturally made, or they're not natural, you know, they're not the products that grew out of the ground when it first started. They've been manipulated in some way. The contamination and economic loss that it has on our environment kills insects, birds, bees, because the pollination, when bees go to pollinate, they're being poisoned by this genetically modified, you know, food. And we need bees to pollinate our food. If we don't have bees in, you know, in our ecosystem, then we lose pretty much the majority of our crops. So it also creates super weeds and super pests. That was the main reason why they started to genetically modify these seeds, was because of the, I guess, them using Roundup, because Monsanto creates the Roundup. So in order for them to protect the crops from the bugs, you have to use the Monsanto Roundup product. So it's genetically modifying these insects to where now they're becoming, you know, pretty much more evolved because of it, and living longer. And it
Now, I
all
have a question. Sorry, I have a question. So I'm gardening, and a lot of people right now are gardening because, and I was already gardening. I live in rural Northeast Texas, so it's just something I've grown up with. But a lot of people are starting to do that, and this is some really great information. One thing I would ask is if people are buying these seeds, from Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, etc., online, they're most likely going to be the genetically modified, correct?
exactly.
So can people plant and then harvest their own seeds and eventually down in generations it becomes not so, or is that a permanent thing? And now we're just kind of screwed up with the food chain.
You can do that from home. And I guess I'm not an expert on it at all because I'm just now also getting into gardening. My wife more than I, but you're absolutely right. There is kind of a way, I guess, to water down the gene later on down the line, that next generational. But as far as what you're talking about, believe it or not, it's illegal because farmers have done it and have been sued because of it. They actually have to sign a contract to where if they want to plant, they have to use these genetically modified seeds and promise not to cultivate the seeds afterwards.
Well, there you have just now created a perfect timing where all these people are gardening, a way to rebel against the system and encourage people and maybe go out and teach people how to recultivate those seeds and just start that cycle, because the government's not going to be able to prosecute individuals. And then once they're not able to prosecute individuals, especially in the masses, they're not going to be able to prosecute small farmers and then larger farmers and so on and so forth. So, I mean, right there, you've inspired some sense of rebellion. That definitely did for me. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, check it. I mean, believe it or not, it's called guerrilla gardening. And it is a protest term to where you are using, I guess government land. It's really your land, it's public land to start gardening. There's a very famous guerrilla gardener. His name is Ron Finley. You can check him out. But I suggest you guys check him out, you know what I'm saying, to hopefully inspire you to start gardening at home like you are, Kate. But anyways, I'm not going to talk anymore about that because, like I said, I got to kind of move things along if I want to keep on track with what I want to get out to you guys. But one of the songs that I did put on my album to bring more awareness about genetically modified foods, products, etc., is this song called No Monsanto, which is again on my album, SoundCloud, right here, Evolve or Die. Check it out. So anyways, I'm going to perform that song, Evolve or Die, No Monsanto, okay? So it's another chant rhythm type of a chorus. So it goes like this. No, no, no Monsanto. No, no, no Monsanto. No, no, no Monsanto. No, no, no Monsanto. When you listen to this song, also real quick fact is the hook that you hear in this song is actually a recording of me doing a protest in Laguna Beach against genetically modified foods. I say there were easily maybe 500 people there, but I got them all to chant No Monsanto, and I'll put that in the song. So that's what you hear, okay? But yeah, anyways, so this is the first verse. Genetically modified, that don't even sound right. But people ain't terrified. They don't even want to fight. Gobbling up the frankenfood. Wake up with a bad mood. Wonder why the attitude. Bitten off more than you chew. Fast food made in the lab. Spongy like a yoga mat. Not tasting half bad, but the kid is so sad. Depressed by Happy Meal, cause it isn't even real. Pink slime? What the deal? Murderous like Kill Bill. No, no, no Monsanto. No, no, no Monsanto. No, no, no Monsanto. No, no Monsanto. Okay. Second verse. Organically certified? That don't even sound right. People need to ask why food need to be certified. Because if it was real, you wouldn't even need a seal. Telling you that it was real, they slipping like a banana peel. Monsanto Protection Act? What you know about that? We really under attack. And they ain't from Iraq. Who's really the terrorist? CEO nefarious. Clowny, the therapist, your joking ain't hilarious. No, no, no Monsanto. No, no, no Monsanto. No, no, no Monsanto. You are what you eat. Never forget that. Third verse. It's time to organize. Now, you know that sound, right? Revolution is bona fide. You can no longer run and hide. Roundup, Agent Orange, what they really trying to forge? Crop controlling, causing shortage. Everybody left to forge. This ain't the Hunger Games. That's why I'm naming names. It's insane. No one want to avoid the flames. Like a moth, man, the prophecy is coming true. In the days, it be up to me and you. No, no, no Monsanto, right? No, no, no Monsanto. I see you, Kate, there. No, no, no Monsanto. So that's no Monsanto. No Monsanto. All right. So like I said, you are what you eat. If you want to put these, foods that have been altered in your body, it's going to alter you and your genetic makeup in some way, shape, or form. So if we want to be the natural beings that we're meant to be, we have to put natural products into our body, right? Especially
absolutely, not just into our body, but onto our body. I am a big advocate for natural makeup, and knowing what goes on your skin, whether it's skincare or makeup. I do a lot of research on that, and there's a brand that I enjoy. I'm not going to name drop them now, but I absolutely love them. Done a lot of research with them, and so that's what I kind of stick with. But yeah,
I'm glad that you brought that up, because a lot of people don't know that makeup products are genetically modified. There's clothing that's been genetically modified. There's been female personal products that are genetically modified. So please look into all of this information, because genetically modified products is very broad. If you look into it, believe it or not, they have a patent on genetically modified people. All right. So at some point, they plan on rolling all of this out. They have genetically modified vaccines, which they're talking about right now. So please do your research, people. Find out what you're putting into your body. So moving along, one of the other things that I do talk about on my album, actually throughout it, is sovereignty, personal sovereignty. And if you haven't heard this word before, allow me to hopefully educate you, if I may, in some way, shape, or form. So the word sovereignty right here, by definition, I'm going to just read it to y'all, okay? Check this out. Sovereignty is the full right and power. Can you bring this up for me, Kate? Sovereignty is the full right and power of a governing body over itself, without any interference from outside sources or bodies. In political theory, sovereignty is a substantive term designating supreme legitimate authority over some polity. All right, so I wanted to highlight this word so you guys can see. Can you bring up the screen for me, Kate?
Let me ask behind the scenes, because they're the ones running the show behind the scenes.
All right.
Let me get a hold of them.
So yeah, when we talk about sovereignty, in this line here, it's the full right and power of a governing body. Who is that governing body? Are you the governing body? Is there a official governing body over you? Are we talking about the body itself? Because it says over itself. And when we look at the dictionary, and it says sovereignty, it says supreme power of authority or a self-governing state of mind, state of being, or the state that we think of as it being a official governing body group, an authority. So if we talk about America being a sovereign country, then we the people are sovereign beings, right? If we're people living in a sovereign country and no one rules over America, then if we the people in America, we are sovereign beings, okay? That means nobody has a ruling authority over you other than the creator. And this is recognized in all of our documents that created this country, historical documents. So there's the term sovereign citizen that's used to kind of demonize people that think that, again, they are sovereign individuals and not have to respect any other governing body that comes along. As long as you're treating others how you want to be treated, not harming others, respecting the golden rule of life, then of course we all should be expressing our sovereignty. And naturally we do. And when someone comes along and tells you that you can't, that's when you need to question that ruling authority. Why won't they respect your sovereignty? And if you live in a monarchy, then you're a citizen, you're a subject of the state. And that term has been integrated into our society here in America. It's a lot of information, trust me, it gets very deep. But if our elected officials are taking a constitutional oath, then they need to be upholding that legal agreement, that legal document that respects us as sovereign individuals, which is spoken about again in the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, etc. So, and when speaking of the Constitution, it being the law of the land, our elected officials, our police officers, they swear to uphold the United States Constitution. So if they are violating that oath and acting outside of the color of law, then now we don't have to respect their authority. And it's up to us as individuals to be educated on this. We're not told this, nor are we told to rebel against that ruling authority to say it's not supposed to be. So I've learned a lot of this information after listening to Ron Paul again and many other speakers, learning about libertarianism, and it kind of just leads you down this rabbit hole. And it's unfortunate that you have a lot of people in the liberty movement that kind of stop halfway. And I do respect those people that are speaking out as candidates that are, seeking office, public office, and are speaking against this publicly. I'm one of those individuals. I've done it throughout my numerous political campaigns and will continue to in the future. So I wrote a song about talking about this personal sovereignty. And on my album right here again on Evolve or Die, I have the song. It's called Never Give Up, Never Surrender. And at the beginning of the song, I actually have this video, this recording. It is not on my YouTube channel. It's actually on my man Genesis channel right here. So, but this recording is at the beginning of that song. Which is an actual court case, okay, where I argued in court against the judge, the court's jurisdiction over me as an individual, and I presented myself in court, no public defender, etc., no private attorney, and I argued this against a court, a judge in court, and actually got him to leave the courtroom, and this is my first time ever doing this in court, and I got him to leave the courtroom and escape his position, which is basically a forfeiture of his authority over the courtroom. It's, again, a lot of legal information. If you talk to any of your friends that know about law, they might talk to you about this information. They may skate away from it, because just like any other job, law is about making money. This does not help them make money. You knowing about your rights, going in there and fighting the system and challenging their authority is definitely not something that makes money. So please check out this video if you want to hear it. I'm not going to play it. It's called Win for Governor Wildstar. You can search it on YouTube if you want to check it out. I want to see these numbers go up from 513. Those are rookie numbers. We need that. We need like 4, 5, 6 more zeros right there. Okay. So
yeah, guys, like go over there in our little 10-minute break here in a few minutes and go view it. Go view it, because if he plays it here, he won't be able. You guys won't be able to hear it through the audio. So yes, take the break and go watch the video.
Yeah,
Come right back.
only 2 minutes, right? So check it out and thumbs up that shit. Anyways, I'm gonna perform the song for you, Never Give Up, Never Surrender, again here on my album Evolve or Die. So check it out. First verse goes like this. I know I be looking crazy when I'm fighting for my freedom, but I'll never ever join them, so I'd rather go and beat them at their own game, even though I'm knowing they be cheating. If the odds against me, then will really be the reason. He can come along and all because he got a badge. I get manhandled just because I'm looking like I match a description solely on the fact that I'm black. Better slow your roll, homie. You don't know me like that. Never give up. Never surrender. 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 It's another chance on. If you've seen the movie Galaxy Quest, kind of jack that from there with Tim Allen. It's a wonderful movie in many ways, but yeah, anyways, powerful message in just those simple words. Never give up, never surrender, never give up, never surrender, never give up, never surrender, never give up, never surrender. Second verse. People always say what they'd have done during slavery. Murray, that's a lie. They can't relate with their identity, especially when there hasn't been a moment of recovery. Pardon me, I forgot. I'm supposed to let it be. If I don't, I'm just pulling the black card. Because in reality, life is just that hard. No matter nationality, race, or gender, your life is in the hands of your public defender. With the sneaky DA and the judge, they corroborating, formulate an outcome that'll leave you devastated. Wish you could afford to get your own representation. Then you actually could have a shot at getting liberation. But I watch Law and Order and I read books. Black's Law Dictionary got them all shook. This Lauren thing really ain't as hard as it looks. So I tell them in the mods what I tell them in the hook. Say never give up, never surrender, never give up, never surrender, never give up, never surrender, never give up, never surrender. Third verse. It's ironic kids are told it's not okay for them to bully, but say it's okay for cops to go out in the world and bully. Billy clubbing, big brother, mother let him get his way, but the daddy's back and I'ma spank that ass every day. Governor don't take nothing from nobody. Unless you giving campaign ends, then I'm sorry. You on the chopping block without a doubt and no delay. Now everyone grab a torch and pitchfork and let's say, never give up, never surrender, never give up. Never surrender, never give up, never surrender, never give up, never surrender. I know y'all feeling that torch and pitchfork part right now more than anything. But yeah, don't ever give up. Don't ever surrender your rights, your freedoms, your liberties, your principles, you know, your morals, your ethics, your being, your person. You know, it should never be compromised for any reason at all. We shouldn't be allowing people to come along and control the conversation to think that that's acceptable. This is not a democracy. This is a republic. We are a nation of rules that apply to the ruling class and the legal system, not we the people. They're the ones that swear to uphold the United States Constitution, not us. Okay, our constitutional rights are outlined in those documents to let them know those are the ones in specific that they are to protect and respect. But we have tons of other rights that isn't on paper. You got the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. It's supposed to be their constraints, not ours. And for some reason, it has been flipped to think that we are under rule over a piece of paper when in fact it's the other way around. Right.
Well, the reason why that's happened is because of our legal system. You know, like I was saying, our attorneys and judicial officials, they recognize a practice of law, you know, that's completely different than we know. This is a dictionary, okay? It's called Black's Law Dictionary. People think when I say Black's Law that I'm talking about Black people's law. No, this is an actual book. And this is the verbiage that's used in your court system. The words used in this book are called legalese, and they're completely different than the words that we use in our normal language, I guess.
Yeah, layman's, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Common language. So you look in there, and there's certain things that they speak of in there that, again, when it comes to our legal system, they recognize. For instance, one of them is called a legal person. You, as a person, you're a flesh and blood human being, right? You think that. You're born into life, and, you're here to, contribute as a member to society. Well, the government has found a way to make you property. And there's certain application of this law called commercial law through certain identifications, such as your birth certificate, your social security number, etc., that makes you property of the state. Again, this is information that is way too deep. It's like a rabbit hole. But trust me, once you find out about it, you're going to start questioning everything, which you should be doing in the first place. But about this legal person thing, I want to bring this up because it tells you here in Wikipedia, in law, a legal person is any person or thing, less ambiguously, any legal entity that can do the things any everyday person can usually do in law, such as enter into contracts, sue and be sued, own property, and so on. The reason for the term legal person is that some legal persons are not people. Companies and other corporations, Citizens United makes corporations people, okay? Because it recognizes them as legal persons. So a legal person, legally speaking, they can legally do most of the things any ordinary person can do. But they are not people. They are not human being people. That is called a natural person. There's a distinction there. And when you're summoned by a court to pay a fine or pay a lien or pay your taxes, there's speaking about this legal person, which is pretty much just a person on paper that they're saying owes this stuff. That's not you. That's not the flesh and blood you. But we have married the two here in this country and allowed it to happen in our court system to where we as a society, we now respond to it when it's not true. We should be fighting against that in every level.
Yes, absolutely agree. Like we're going to have to wrap up here soon, but yeah. I absolutely agree with you. I mean, it's so common and it's so ingrained in our society that even when couples fall in love and rush off to get married, mm-hmm. they go ask permission and then put themselves on record, basically granting government permission to be in their marriage. And of course, I speak about that next or tomorrow on all of that. But yeah, I mean, we're so ingrained that we're starstruck and in love. But mm-hmm. the very first thing that we do is run to the county clerk and ask government permission.
Exactly.
That's just an example of how ridiculous, like you said, we have become as a society and allowing government to just control us and control our lives.
Yeah, it's awful. And we shouldn't be looking at ourselves as property to where we need to be asking anyone for permission to do anything. You have a mother and father that gave you life, and now you're out there and you're a responsible individual, able to think for yourself. So where do they assume that role? And it's not supposed to be according to the Constitution. But anyways, moving along, since we are short on time, I do have a song where I'll talk about this on my album called Be Me. And on that album, I have another court recording, this time a video where I actually speak to the judge in the courtroom and etc. But this is on a recording called Be Me on my album. So if you want to hear the recorded version, please check that out on SoundCloud. But here's the song itself. I'm going to be performing for you. All right. Can you bring me up on the big screen? Is that possible?
Yeah, there we go. I think they might be coming up. They're working out some kinks that's about to happen between this
Okay, cool.
this speaker and the next, you and the next speaker. So
No problem.
they're
All
trying
right.
to, they're there, I promise.
The song is called Be Me. Check it out. And the hook goes like this. I don't have to be that. All I have to be is be me. I don't have to be that. All I have to be is be me. I don't have to be that. All I have to be is be me. I don't have to be that. All I have to be is be me. Be me. First verse. You seeing everybody walking on the same path. Nobody crack a smile. Don't nobody dare laugh. Ain't funny when the rat race got you off track. Turned your life around from the front to the back. Would you like you try to scrape up any way that you can? Knowing that deep down this can be the plan. Stand up on your 2 feet and grow yourself a backbone. Gonna be your own instead of being the clone. Don't let status quo be all that you know. You gotta grow, you gotta go anywhere that you can go. And where I'm going, no man ever seen it before. Exploring from the outer level, getting deep in the core. No more hanging out in the shadows, trying to battle the demons in control of the minds of the cattle. Saddled up, ready to enjoy the ride with no ID, so I be like, I don't have to be that. All I have to be is be me. I don't have to be that. All I have to be is be me. Second verse. The straw man ain't who I am, nope. Fruit Loop named Toucan Sam, nope. Hypnotized by Uncle Sam, nope. Candidate Manchurian, nope. Tell another brother he don't want to hear it. Boogeyman propped up and they want to fear it. Another subject to be under the thumb. Then wonder how come you be looking so dumb. Don't blame the crown royal, blame the royal crown. For all the bad biz in your life that goes down. Can't go hollering, you're sovereign while you're getting clobbered and you're marveling. The rule of the haves over the have-nots. I'm taking all my shots, neat with no rocks. Nudging on you to get over the roadblocks. Freight full steam ahead with no stops. I don't have to be that. All I have to be is be me. I don't have to be that. All I have to be is be me. Be me. And that's my song, Be Me. Again, on my album, Evolve or Die. So if you want to hear the recorded version of that, please check that out. But since I am short on time, I'm going to just wrap it up with the last song that I wanted to perform, which is the title album of the song, which is Evolve or Die. It's pretty much self-explanatory, especially now more than ever. I feel like we as a people, we need to get to the point where we need evolve as a society and let all of the tethers that have held us down, we got to cut them. We got to let it go. And we got to realize love is the key. Love is the answer. We got to put all of the haters aside. Your enemy's enemy is your friend, as the saying goes. And in order to overcome those people that have oppressed us all, we have to unite as one. So on this song, Evolve or Die, I pretty much talk about you as the individual, your goal to manifest destiny, that motto here in America, and those people that fight or flight when it comes to you being threatened with a situation. Especially right now, you have people running for the hills. They're scared as ever. And those of us that are brave enough to stand up and fight, we again need to unite and come together as one in order to defeat our real enemy. So this is the song Evolve or Die. 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 You get it? First verse. It's about that time to start to climb, but missed the sign, feeling like you done lost your mind. You double back, cover your track to think that you've forgotten how to react. It's been a while. Learn how to smile. Switch up your style. Break away from rank and file. What can you do? Just be anew. Look forward to not having to grow what you grew. EVOLVE or DIE. EVOLVE or DIE. Y'all welcome to say it with me too if y'all out there. EVOLVE or DIE. All right, second verse. Here we go. Lost in the space, you can't replace. No need to chase enemies without a face. It costs a grip. Don't give a shit. It costs a grip. Living your life like a pimp. The emptiness, unfriendliness. You reminisce on your pretentiousness. What can you do? Just be anew. Look forward to not having to grow what you grew. EVOLVE or DIE. Then I hit you with the hook again. Listen to the song. Third verse. It be now or never. Hold it together. Weather the weather, lift up just like a feather. Be rainbow bright, that crystal light. A neophyte, learn how to live out of sight. Evolve or die. No need to cry or ask why when your whole life was a lie. What can you do? Just be anew. Look forward to not having to grow what you grew. EVOLVE or DIE. All right, I hear you back there. All right, so like I said, that song is called Evolve or Die on my album, Evolve or Die by the same name, available on SoundCloud. So please check it out, because the worst thing we could do as a nation is die spiritually. You know, the American spirit is one of resilience, one of vigilance, you know, one that appreciates freedom. So we got to embrace that American spirit right now more than ever, and evolve with it, you know. Or
well, thank you so much, Nickolas. I really appreciate it. Everybody, you guys need to check out his website, Governor Wildstar. All right, guys, we have more coming your way. Thank you so much, Nickolas. Appreciate you. Absolutely loved all of your musical stylings, and I will be looking up your album and all of your videos as well. So, all right, guys, find the full schedule at titfest.org. And up next, we have GI Mary Jane. So we're going to take a quick break and be right back.